Hi all. So I thought I would go through this track that I recently produced, and I'm just going to go through the idea of the song, and then take you guys through, how I ended up putting the song together. So we'll start with the idea. So the idea was this bass line melody, and I'll just play that now. So this one here. Okay. So that sound is a very strong, it's got a lot of frequencies in it, and it's uh, it's not a soft sound. So if we had that, playing like throughout the complete composition, it would get too much, for the listener. So it was a really good melody that I thought, but it took a while to figure out, how much of that I should play, through the track. Um, so that was the initial idea. Then I went on to, creating some sort of harmony for the song, and I started off with this piano sound over here. So just a short, little harmony, and is obviously in the same key of the main bass sound, but it gives a good contrast of the song. Um, then I needed something else because, again, to just play this piano, um, just to have the piano and the bass is not enough, and you need like sort of, you know 4 or 5 components interweaving with one another, to create a full composition that sounds, that sounds pleasing to the ear, and also complete. They talk about music cadences, that simple chord progressions, and if there's not enough, chord progressions in the melody, it will sound incomplete. It's the same with, producing a track. You need a few components that are interweaved with one another to create the full composition. So I decided to make another sound that sounds like this. So it's kind of got it's kind of in between that heavy bass sound and the piano. It's got a bit more frequency, a different kind of, progressive kind of melody, and it fits, in between. It gives these two other melodies, the piano and the bass, some more substance in the mix. So then there needed to be. I'll just go through also the bass itself. So the bass lines consist of this bass line here. So it gives the melody, the song, some kind of melody in the bass, to also complement that strong bass lead again. Then just to beef up the bass a little bit, we have just a mono, just kind of sine wave playing underneath that. So just simple, to fill out the bass frequencies. Um, so that's pretty much the melody and bass construction. Then to I guess in electronic music, especially if there's no vocals used in a song, and this song doesn't have any vocals at this point. But the other component you need is effects, and those effects normally need to sort of coincide with the theme, of the song. And this song is called Tribes, and so the effects had to sound quite. It doesn't matter how many. It just matters that you've at least got one or two effects that complement the theme of the song. So I decided to go with this kind of uh, this lead over here. Sorry, this one here. So sort of like a calling sound, and that kind of introduces this big bass sound. When it comes in, it's like it's calling. It sounds like it's calling something, and that's that bass sound that I played earlier. That the strong one. Then we've got some other effects to help build the progression. Just some sweep sounds. We've also got to help the transitions. So the other thing with the effects is to help the transitions of the song, and you've got some effects going through the transitions. So that all. So then the next thing we'll talk about is the essentially the composition and the division of the composition. So the other thing is when we create a track, we need to make sure that unless it's a sort of ongoing beat that you just play sort of continually, when you're DJing or you're listening to, it needs to be like kind of short and sweet. So this song, can't really play on for too long, and I had to sort of fit everything within 2 to 3 minutes. So the intro sounds like this. Now the other thing is I added this pad sound as well in here, just to fill out some of those sections again with frequencies, and just make it sort of, if there's no melody playing and there's just some effects, pads and stuff, atmospheric sounds, always good to fill out the frequency spectrum. So this one here. So that just kind of fills it out, and if we play it without it, it's a bit empty, and if we add the pad in there, also there's no bass, there's no bass playing in this section here, so that's where the pad can really help, because the frequency is there's free space in the frequency spectrum for that. So this is what the intro sounds like. So that's the intro, and we always, in songs and stuff, especially when we've got breaks or intros, we need to create like kind of impact when the beat or whatever comes after that, to really get the track moving. So this is where I bring in this bass sound here and add it to the drums. So it kicks in like this. Now the thing is, if we took that sound out and we didn't have that, it would sound like this. It doesn't really give the listener a impression that they want to continually listen to the song. It's a bit empty and it doesn't really drive the song forward. So this melody helps the song to push it forward for what's to come next. Now this next section is the sort of adding a bit more groove and also a bit more percussive sounds to go with the tribal kind of theme of the song, and it adds to that bass, and again pushes the song even further for what's to come next. So then, we don't want any of this section, playing, too long. So that's where it's got to change into something, and that's where the harmony of the piano comes in. Again, to keep the song moving, keep the listener interested. So this is the next section. And again, we bring in that kind of tribal calling sound to re-emphasize that something is approaching, and to keep the song again moving forward. So if we took this piano out, it kills the vibe of the music, and again, we don't want too much silence, especially at this point in the song. We wanted to keep progressing forward. Again, again, to keep moving the song, snare drums, with builds, and that are always good to use, and are used in countless songs. Again, if we took out that snare, it would sound like this. It doesn't, there's not enough happening there, whereas, if we put in the snare drum, it fills it out, and also, it doesn't hide, but it kind of almost complements the sweep sound that comes in just before the big drop into the heavy bass sound. Another thing is, before any big impacts or something, I use the clap sound for that. So just, it really fills out that space and makes the impact a bit bigger. before it drops. So here we have that big bass sound, and it really, fills out the song, drives the song forward, so we play that, for a bit. Again, because it's such a strong sound, we don't want it to play too much. So, I had some ideas, of sort of breaking it down into two sections. The first is just to introduce it and get the groove moving, again with another snare drum. So at this point, we could either go back to the piano, but I decided to just change this bass groove a little bit, have a bit of a variation, and that kind of gives some variation to a song. A song always needs some kind of variation. So if we took that out, it would sound like this. It sounds like we're actually going back to this section over here, which we don't want. We wanted to keep moving. So that's where this sound also this progression is used later in the song as well. So again, it's a good kind of introduction of what's to come, further down the song. This time, because there's no snare, again, just some variation, and we've got something else to carry the song. I just added a bit of reverb to the piano just to fill it out, because it sounds a bit empty without the snare there. Now, because we have this ending of this bass sound here, the dun dun, that one, we don't need the clap sound, because it's already being filled out by that, and the impact is also bigger, because it just hits you straight away. So this time we add in all the drums, and we bring back that tribal sound just to keep, moving the song forward even further. So now at this point, this sound is played enough throughout the song. It's played twice already, and it's really got the song moving. So now we want to take the song into a different direction, but keep the energy of the song up. So that's where I brought in more clap sounds. So it sounds like this. Now without those clap sounds, it sounds a bit quiet again. It's a bit too, it doesn't, that energy needs to, especially coming from this part, we want the energy to stay there, but we want to change the track at the same time. So that's where the clap helps. So now this part here is where the breakdown begins, and this is where we want to kind of introduce a new sound to keep the song interesting and complement everything that's happened already. So that's where we bring in that other bass sound. Again, you know, the piano comes back as well to keep that harmony going. If we don't have the piano playing. It doesn't sound too bad. I'd have to think about whether I should keep the piano in that section, but for now the piano's in there. Now again, we want to keep the energy up and you know, just have something that hasn't played before, something that's high in frequency, and that's where this hat comes in. It's a very driving hat rhythm, and it really adds to the groove of the song. So now at this point we could build up and come back to this. But again, it sounds like we're going, you know, back in the track, unless something else, you know. So I thought it would be best to just, you know, continue building this rhythm here. Keep building that and bring that back in with a beat, just so that it's not so full on kind of sounding, you know, throughout the song, and not too repetitive, and also give the track its final kind of harmony and feel to the music. So this is what the build-up sound is. Again, we have the snares. This time we've got the drum rolls as well, going just to keep that build moving. We bring in the clap again, and we kick off with the final kind of outro of the song. Now this was quite tricky because there were a lot of bass frequencies playing here, and I had to kind of break up the bass sound so that doesn't conflict with some of these other sounds. So it's very different, but that's some kind of, you know, techniques used to just not conflict with some of the other bass frequencies, especially this one here. And also this because the pitch is rising here, I had to cut out the bass here just to you know, for the bass frequencies not to conflict, and actually sounded, you know, pretty good in the end anyway. The other thing is I've brought in the hat sound just to keep the rhythm driving. So without the hat sound, it's not too bad, but I think the hat sound just keeps it moving. Now because that melody is quite a short kind of melody, it doesn't, you know, have too many progressions in it. This one here, and if we play this one on top of it, oh sorry, this one here, So it's not, you know, it shouldn't really play for too long. So I think, you know, with its strong frequency as well, we don't want it to keep playing too long. So we just have these two sections here, and we end off the song with a big kind of impact of that reverb and delay, and that's pretty much the whole song. So I'll just play it from start to finish one last time, and then I think this song is pretty much ready to go, and I'll probably end up releasing it soon. I don't think there's anything else really. So there you have it. Pretty much a complete song, I would say. And please subscribe, you know, to the channel if you want to see more of the tracks. I'll be going through a lot more stuff. And thanks for watching.